Hey, what's going on everybody? My name is Thomas, aka Cods and Broads, and today I'm going to be telling you a story from my first video about my first and, well, most memorable BJ I've ever gotten. Now, your first is normally your most memorable because you're like, oh my god, this is so awesome, for about the 10 seconds you're getting it. Now, it's also my most memorable because my first was also the first and only time I've ever gotten caught. Now, leave it up to my luck that the first time this has happened is the time that I get caught doing it. So, this is a pretty interesting story. Let's get right to it. Now, to give you a little bit of background information on the whole situation, we were both 15 at the time. I wasn't dating this girl, but we've been talking, you know. Not like you're dating or committed, but you're more than friends. So, we had wanted to take it to the next level with the relationship, you know, I've made out a little bit. But the only issue was that her mom was super strict and always home, and it was the same with mine. So what we ended up doing was deciding, you know, we're going to go to a park and we're going to do this, a public place. You know, we'd talked about it before. And so we figured, you know, we'd go in the woods, no one would notice, it'd be done quick, and, you know, we'd get on to do park things like sit on swings and I don't know what else you do at parks on a normal basis. But, you know, she ended up getting her mom to take her over there. It was broad daylight at a public park. What were we gonna do? Well, joke's on her, because if there's a will, there's a way. And even more so if you're trying to get your dick sucked. So, we go out in the woods and we start making out. And this should have been my first key that things were going bad. We got caught. Not me getting a BJ, but just making out by some old guy who was walking through the park. You know, retirement, you can fish, you can hunt, you can golf, you can travel Europe. No, this dude wanted to go through a small public park, and, you know, maybe he was a pedophile, I'm not sure, but he sure got a show there. So, you know, we decided to go a little bit further down. This park, it's like a trail, and there's woods on both sides of the trail, so we ended up going further down the trail. We figured, you know, no one's gonna go down there. Well, someone did, and basically what happened is, you know, I was getting the BJ. It was her first one to give, so it was terrible. You know how teethy they are, and you're like, oh, and she thought that it was feeling good. She thought I was moaning because I was having a good time, and like, you're not gonna tell a girl, yo, stop that, because I mean, you're still getting a BJ. It's just kind of weird and kind of awkward, and you're kind of, you know, grimacing. But I played along. I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And so, you know, we were going into it, like, I was feeling good, she was figuring it out, and all of a sudden, this woman comes out, and she looks me straight in the eye, and I look her in the eye, and the look on her face is just shock, just straight up shock, and I'm sure mine looked exactly the same, and the girl had her back turned to the woman, so she didn't even know that she was there, and like, I kind of like push her off, pull my pants up as quick as I can, you know, I've got a boner, so it's awkward, you know, it's tied in there, and I just look at her, and I'm so sorry. Like, I could barely put words in my mouth, you know, like, I like to think that I'm a confident guy, but I wasn't prepared to look that woman in the eye and just be like, oh, hey, you come here often? So, we ended up not finishing. That just had me spooked, so, you know, I ended up basically just going home because the park was within walking distance from my house. I actually ran home, and I left her. I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was like, you can find your own way home. I'm too spooked about this to stay here or whatever. I didn't know if she was gonna call the cops or something, so I left. And, you know, I didn't really talk to that girl after that. It was a weird experience. Like, I don't even really count it as my first because we didn't finish, but, you know, it's still something you have to do in your life. If you don't get caught, no, you're not living life right. So, this was my first story to upload to my channel. I'll probably upload, you know, a commentary just explaining who I am, what I do, what I like later. I'm not going to upload the first video saying, and when I was 8, that's when I discovered that I had an allergy to peanuts. So I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe and favorite. No, I'm going to start you guys off with what I think is an interesting story. So, if you like this video, you know, drop me a like, subscribe, favorite, whatever. You know I have to pour that out near the end. Thank you guys for watching. You know, leave me a comment if you want to hear any other stories. I've got some crazy stuff I'm going to talk about in the future. Leave me a comment with some suggestions of stuff I should do. Not too mean, so I don't cry myself to sleep at night over what strangers over the internet have to say. And, just again, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. See ya.